Hi guys, my name is Lamaria Amina if you are new here. Most people just call me Mar or Mars, so whatever feels good to you is good with me. Welcome to my little corner of the interweb. Let's just jump straight into this video. So a few weeks ago, I went on a solo trip to Puerto Rico. I was there for about a week, had the best time. Surprisingly, was barely there by myself as a solo traveler because I met so many people. But I have traveled before on my own. I was in Spain when I was 20 years old, so 5 years ago, and I did have some scary things happen there, so I was kind of like weary about the solo travel, but I figured I would give it a try because I've really been craving some time to myself and just not having to consider anyone or anything else but me. So I decided to book my trip, and I just wanted to share a couple tips that helped me stay safe, that helped me prepare my mind before I went. And I do want to preface this video and just say, ladies and femme identifying people, I am sorry that we have to even talk about this. I'm sorry that this is something that we even have to consider. It's so whack and unfair that we live in a world that does not respect our bodies and value us as humans as a whole. So yeah, I'm just sorry that you have to think about this, but I don't want the fear of being in this world as a woman to stop you from traveling by yourself. Most places are safe, most people are good, and most of the time good things are gonna happen. So I just wanna put that out there, but I do wanna just empathize and just say that this shit's not fair. And men, it's on you to make sure that this world is a safe place for women. So with that being said, let's jump into these tips. I think I have 10 for you. Yeah, let's just jump in. So let's just get the basic out the way. Number one is just use common sense, like the same common sense that you would use in your own front yard, your own street corner. Don't go out after dark. Don't be out walking in a park at 2 a.m. Make sure you're not just getting into random people's cars. Basic common sense, like I said. Number two goes hand in hand with this. Just limit your drug and alcohol use as a woman. You're already vulnerable being a woman and being alone, so don't make yourself even more vulnerable by lowering your inhibitions. And yeah, it's just have a drink or two if you feel the need, but don't get black-faced drunk. Don't even get tipsy, just a drink or two. This next one is limit who you tell you're solo to. So it's easy. People, one of the first questions when they meet you is, oh, who are you here with? And a lot of times you want to just be like, oh, I'm here by myself, blah, 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 blah. And most of the time it's fine to say that, but I think you'll know. If it's men, probably just say that your family lives down the street, or you know, your partner's back home, he's in the hotel asleep or something. Like, just, you can make up a little white lie just to keep yourself safe. I did this sometimes with locals. I was a little more like, I didn't know, so I just said that my family lived in the city over. But with people that I met that I could tell they were from the mainland, I did actually feel more comfortable saying I was solo, and I was received very well. Most people were like, wow, you're here by yourself? Like, girl, it's crazy. That's amazing. That's so cool. So overall, I got a good response, but there were a couple people who were like fishing a little too much. I'm like, why are you asking all these questions? You don't need to know that. So for them, I lied. This next one is, I mean, honestly, these are all basic, but they're just simple things to keep you safe. This next one is location apps. So share your location with as many people as you feel comfortable with. My mom always has my location. My sister always has my location, so they always have it. But I sent it to my partner. I sent it to some friends that I actually met there. I found this girl group and ended up hanging out with them for like half the week, and like I didn't even go to my hostel, and I stayed with them instead. But I ended up on the same app as them. So they use Life 360. So I'll put it here. Life 360 is a good one. A good way to tell you if your battery's gonna die, if your friend's phone's gonna die. It'll let you know. It tells them your location. just a good way to keep track of everybody. And then also, if you have an iPhone, the share location on the iPhone. There's quite a few apps out there. If you know any, leave them below in the comments for the rest of us. But yeah, those are two that I have. So this next one might be an overkill for some people. And it kind of was for me, but I did it anyway. After the robbery that happened, which if you haven't seen that video, I'll leave here. But when we got robbed in Tanzania, I decided that the next time I travel, I'm gonna have alarms with me so that I cannot get got again. So I ordered door alarms and window alarms. And I didn't even actually use them. So it's really funny because I spent like $60 on them or something. But I think it's still better to have than not. Where I was staying, I just felt comfortable, so I didn't use them. But if I were staying in a place where I'm like, I'm not sure about this place, I would definitely put them on the windows. So I don't have them with me right now, but I'll show you a picture of how to install them here. And yeah. So the next one is a walkable neighborhood. If you can find places that everywhere is close by, I don't know, it just kind of limits the risk of being in an Uber or being in a taxi or just being in a stranger's car, regardless if they're like authorized to drive you or not. And just knowing kind of the neighborhood that you're in, I don't know, it just gives me a sense of like home, I guess, and just makes me feel more comfortable where I'm at when I can walk. When there's like these roads that don't have sidewalks or just a bunch of trees, or there's nobody near me and it's like a suburban neighborhood out by the airport or something, I just don't feel very safe. I like to live in a city center when I'm traveling by myself, or live you know, just in a nice neighborhood that I can walk to. So something I do as far as looking for accommodation is most of the time I use Airbnb. Sometimes I use booking.com, but mostly Airbnb. And for me, when I am looking for a place for myself, I always read every single review, and I need to see that this thing has like 50 plus reviews, at least 25 reviews. And I'm always looking for that one comment that says, good for the solo female traveler, or I was here by myself as a solo female traveler. And so the two places that I rented, both of them had plenty of reviews for solo female travelers. So I think that is just a good thing to do. You want to make sure that you're safe, and you want to see that other people have done it and been safe. So check the reviews for other girls out there who are traveling. And shout out to the girls who leave those messages, because it really helps the rest of us out. And I said this earlier in the video, but I'm going to say it again, that most people are good. Most of the time, good things are going to happen. And when I was in Puerto Rico, there was not one moment when I felt unsafe out of the whole entire week. And you guys, I was hanging out with strangers, with friends, like who became friends, but I was hanging out with a girl group. I hung out with a bunch of guys, just being the only girl. Like, there was situations where I'm like, was this safe? Was this the right choice? But everything worked out, and I felt comfortable, and I never felt iffy about anybody. But I think that is just so important, is when you're by yourself, your gut is going to tell you what is going on, because you have nothing else to rely on but that. So your intuition is going to lead you. Make sure you listen to it. If you're scared, if you're feeling weird, if you want to go home, if things just don't feel right, listen to that and make sure you act accordingly. Don't wait. Don't feel like you're going to be rude. Just who cares about their feelings? Make sure you keep yourself safe first. And the last thing I want to say is that smile and make friends. You don't have to be alone your entire solo trip. Like I said, I was in for sure with other people more than I was alone for the whole entire week. I only spent like 3 days alone, and the rest of the week I was with other people. So just smile, make friends, and yeah, just trust that you're gonna be okay, you're gonna be safe. Make sure the place that you're going, just know ahead of time what to expect. But if you are a US citizen, Puerto Rico, of course, is a part of the US. It's a great place to go if you are new to solo female travel. and want to experience it, but don't want too much of a culture shock or too much of, you don't want to be shaken up too much, but you do want a little bit of, freedom and pushing your boundaries and being uncomfortable, then I think Puerto Rico is a great place to have this experience. As far as solo travel and what it's offered me, you guys, it truly gives you the strength and this courage to know that you can be out in the world by yourself and navigate it and be strong and be confident and attract beautiful beings into your life just based on your own energy. There's just so many amazing things that can come from it. But truly the best thing is that most people don't explore their life considering themselves. Most people always have someone or something tagging along with them. So for me, this trip really just showed me what I like to do, how I like to move, how I want to experience travel. So it was a very, just really incredibly eye-opening trip for me. It was very transformative. I came back, I don't want to say a whole new different person, but I have a new level of confidence and sureness in myself, along with like making an amazing group of new friends. But yeah, if you're thinking about solo female travel, I highly, 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 highly recommend it. I am speaking from the experience of having a negative experience and a positive experience on 2 different trips, in 2 different continents. But yeah, I would highly recommend it. I think this video is long enough. Hopefully, I know these tips are super basic, and they're probably out there, that it's nothing new, but these are just some things that I did that really helped me. Hopefully they'll help you, but just hopefully that this inspired you and relieves some of that fear that you may be experiencing. Leading up to my trip, I was very, 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 very nervous. Even when I touched down and got to my place, but then I just realized okay, every single person I've met so far has been kind, and I've made so many friends. And yeah, I'm rambling at this point, so thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got something from it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If you are interested in my actual trip to Puerto Rico, you can check that out somewhere. And yeah, thanks guys. Enjoy.